A lot of us find ourselves talking to each other on Zoom, Microsoft Teams, and other video meeting platforms far more than we used to. Although not a replacement for in-person meetings, video meetings are often preferable to voice-only conversations. When taking a video meeting from our home office, we are usually forced to choose between looking directly at the camera lens and looking at our monitor showing the other person speaking. Ensuring any camera is as close to an external monitor as possible and/or elevating your laptop to eye level can help minimize the difference in angle between looking at the camera and looking at the monitor. Unfortunately, I have found this is still not as natural as one might hope. The difference in sightline angle between the camera lens and the monitor is still large enough to be noticeable and thus significantly hinders the quality of communication. When traveling with only a laptop, this problem is currently unavoidable. Fortunately, in a home office, there is a solution. A reasonably priced iPad teleprompter will let you look at both the camera lens and the person you are speaking with at the same time. By making use of a Luna display device, the iPad sitting in the teleprompter will appear as just another external monitor to your Apple or Windows operating system. After starting a Zoom, Microsoft Teams, or other video meeting, you simply drag the video application window with the video of the person you are speaking to onto the iPad-based display, just like you would drag it onto any other external monitor of a multi-monitor computer setup. You will now be looking directly at both the person speaking or persons speaking and your camera lens at the same time. Although there are teleprompters with built-in monitors, they lack the high resolution of an iPad display. The built-in monitors are great for displaying the scrolling text of a prepared speech, but not when using the teleprompter for a video meeting. Allow me to demonstrate my teleprompter setup. Hello, Snoopy. Let's take a more careful look at how a teleprompter works. I have placed my secondary camera closer to the teleprompter and adjusted my office lighting for this demonstration. The iPad mounted in the teleprompter is connected to my laptop as an external display in which a full-screen video of me introducing my Certified Les Practitioner course is playing. I will now turn on a string of Christmas lights I have placed inside the hood of my teleprompter and turn off the iPad mounted in the teleprompter. As you can see, my main camera lens is directly behind the partially transparent teleprompter mirror. This is the magic of a teleprompter. The partially transparent mirror reflects the image from the iPad towards the camera subject while still letting enough light into the camera lens. When I turn the iPad back on and turn off the Christmas lights, the camera lens becomes almost invisible again. The reflection of the iPad display is all that I can see during normal operation. Now that you have a general idea of how my teleprompter setup works, let's take a little closer look at the hardware. The iPad teleprompter model I am using is a GlideGear TMP750. GlideGear makes some of the better inexpensive teleprompters. Although I am only using a standard-sized iPad, the TMP750 model is capable of supporting a larger iPad Pro as well. Teleprompters manufactured by iKan and other companies will be somewhat more durable than my GlideGear teleprompter, but that is slightly less important in a stationary setup. If you are frequently traveling with your teleprompter as a video professional, the additional cost of a more robust unit is likely to be worth the investment. For a stationary setup such as mine, the GlideGear teleprompters are a great, well-priced choice. The GlideGear models consistently get great reviews in terms of value for money. You must also have some way to use an iPad as a secondary display. Mac users have Apple's built-in sidecar feature available for leveraging an iPad as a secondary display. Unfortunately, Apple's sidecar functionality doesn't have the option to transpose the display for use in a teleprompter. Fortunately, the Luna display software has a teleprompter mode option. If Apple ever creates a similar option for sidecar, you will be able to use Apple's sidecar instead. Until that time, using a Luna display is the best option I have found. A Luna display will also work for those of you using Microsoft Windows. When using a teleprompter, there are some limits to how wide of a lens you can use before showing the edges of the teleprompter hood. Although these specifications are not provided by any of the teleprompter manufacturers, my experience has been any lens shorter than 35mm will be too wide. I happen to have a 16 to 35mm zoom lens on my full-frame Canon EOS RP. To demonstrate, I will adjust my lens zoom setting for you. Here you see my zoom lens set to a 35mm focal length. Now, as I adjust the lens to a 16mm focal length, you will notice you can see the edges of the teleprompter hood. I will now adjust it back to 35mm. The last piece of hardware you need is some way to mount the teleprompter. If you have enough room behind your desk, any tripod or light stand capable of holding 30 pounds should work well. Such an arrangement will also be conducive to using a longer focal length lens, since the camera will be farther away from you. My use of a 35mm lens allows me to place the camera and teleprompter directly on my desk. This avoids having to dedicate precious office space to a tripod, but it comes with another problem. I have been unable to find a small desktop tripod capable of holding the weight of a teleprompter. My solution is to use a monopod of a sort attached to a large board for greater stability. In my case, I am using a highly modified Matthews telescopic baby stand extension, a Matthews mounting plate with a 5/8 inch baby pin receiver, and a Manfrotto 208 3/8 inch thread head mount plate with lock screws. The Matthews mounting plate is screwed to a 2-foot diameter, 1-inch thick round board purchased at Home Depot. Although my solution is working well for me, I have since discovered the iFootage RB-A200 round base monopod. A heavy-duty monopod with a round base is a much better solution than an upside-down, heavily modified telescoping light stand extension, even if it's made by Matthews. I still recommend screwing the iFootage monopod to a 2-foot round board purchased at your home center, or perhaps a thinner 1/8 Apple Box. Matthews and Kupo both manufacture Apple Boxes, which should work well. An Apple Box is nothing other than a rectangular box commonly used by professional gaffers working in video production. Online camera stores such as B&H Photo can sell you an Apple Box along with everything else. You will need to drill a few holes in the iFootage monopod base and screw it to the round board or Apple Box. An alternative solution for making the monopod more stable is to buy the water-filled weight bag iFootage sells. I have not tried this solution, so I don't know how stable it will be when compared to using a 2-foot round board as a base. I have learned just enough to figure out my own setup. I continue to be humbled by the skills and knowledge of professionals working in video production who know vastly more than I ever will on this topic. In addition to your camera setup, you should also consider investing in a good microphone and appropriate lighting. One of my favorite sources of advice on both video and sound equipment is Curtis Judd's Learn Light and Sound channel on YouTube. I have also been very happy with the customer support at B&H Photo. If they understand what you are looking to do, they will help guide you in your hardware selection. Perhaps show them this video. Creating a teleprompter setup for video meetings is relatively straightforward once you know the hardware to buy. Hopefully, this video and the associated comments will provide the hardware guidance you need to easily create your own teleprompter setup. Please check the comments on this video for more details. Thanks for watching. If you are interested in large-scale Scrum, please consider subscribing. I am one of a small handful of US-based certified LESS trainers out of only 25 globally. Please feel free to reach out if I can be of service. Although I am based in the US, I deliver both training and consulting on a global basis. Thank you for your time.